So today a buddy of mine asked basically what's the difference between recording an amp with a microphone versus just plugging a guitar directly into his audio interface. And it's something that hadn't really occurred to me, I guess, because when I first got into recording, I sort of had a very early experiences of that difference. So I just kind of knew what the difference was between those two sounds. But this guy, he doesn't own a mic yet. He hasn't bought a mic in XLR. He just has his Focusrite interface. And he wanted to record some guitar parts for a song. So I kind of realized, oh, that could be an interesting video just to quickly show what the difference is between those two sounds, just in a really simple way, because then people can find that out really quickly. And it is an interesting topic, thinking more about the context of guitar and music. Traditionally, you wouldn't DI a guitar back when we used tape machines and analog mixing desks, because there wasn't an instrument input on the mixing desk. You usually had line level input. So the normal way to do it, based on the technology we had, was just to mic up a guitar amp, because that was how you generated the volume. And before that, before we had amplification, you just used to stick a microphone in the middle of the room, like Elvis Presley style recordings, and directly record an acoustic guitar that way. So we've kind of been, stuck with this miking an amp method, but it still has uses today, because you're not going to get the same sound, even using impulse responses and things like that. It's still not going to sound exactly the same as it does when you actually mic up an amp. It's kind of a mystery why our ears prefer the sound of a mic'd up amp. It might be something we're conditioned to like based on past popular music, and then that's just what sounds more normal to us, or maybe it actually objectively does sound better because it sounds more natural. But there still is a musical use for direct recorded guitar if you want that really dry sort of in-your-face sound, and you can always add reverb and impulse responses later to make it sound more normal anyway. Anyway, let's take a listen. So I'll just show you the recording setup. What I'm going to do is plug my Telecaster straight into the Marshall. So what I like to do when I mic up an amp like this is use a bright light, such as your iPhone light, and find the center of the speaker cone, and then just put the mic directly on there. Essentially, that's going to give you the brightest sound, the most clear sound. But if you want to make it a bit darker, you can always move the mic off the axis of the center a little bit, or put a 45-degree angle on it, things like that. For the purpose of this demo, we're just going to keep it directly on there. So we're just going to record a very simple guitar riff, plug straight in, and then after that we'll plug in directly into the interface with the guitar, and we'll A/B those two tracks afterwards.